All right. So here with the Black and Gold Banneret, I am Kyle Nash, the student of the game here. Normally you would hear Jeff Sharon or Eric Lopez in this particular role, but nonetheless, you have the student of the game here with Bryson Turner. And we are bringing in, I'm excited and honored for this particular guest above a lot of other guys we talked to. This is going to be a very fun time here in UCF history as we induct Latavius Murray into the UCF Hall of Fame. Welcome aboard, Latavius. It's good to have you.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me.
So listen, obviously we mentioned you being an inductee here to the UCF Hall of Fame. I'll give you the simple question. What's the feeling, man? How much of an honor is this for you?
It's a huge honor, man. Just to think, what was it, 10 plus years ago, that I was going to school, for the first time, as an 18-year-old kid that, was just excited to go and play some football at the next level. But to be able to leave, the school and, in a major way, to be able to be recognized and be a part of history, just definitely a cool feeling.
And you mentioned being part of history. You came in, you had a significant wins with the football team, the Liberty Bowl. That's such a big part of what's going on there too. I know a lot of people talk about 2013 and that year with Bortles and the Fiesta Bowl and all that, and then you got the Peach Bowl after that. But you being kind of the guy that sets that foundation, what's it like to see the football program evolve and progress as it has on accomplishments that you and your teammates did during your career?
Yeah, that's exactly what we hope for, exactly what we wanted. It's the reason why we went to UCF. I know for me, amongst others, we wanted to go and create tradition. We wanted to, create memories, make history, and we were able to just do that. And I think, the fruits of not just our labor, but even, it took for those who, UCF wasn't anything, right? It took belief from those guys to choose that maybe over some others. So the fruits of our labor amongst those in the past is obviously starting to show, man, and we continuing to put UCF on the map.
Bryson, you got anything for Latavius?
Yes, I do. You're getting inducted alongside Joe Burnett, who I looked this up. You were teammates with them in Burnett in his senior year and your freshman year. I just wanted to know if there's anything about playing with Burnett for that 2008 season that you remember, and what's the feeling to be inducted alongside him?
Yeah, Joe, I mean, he was a, explosive athlete, a hard worker, and really a great leader. And, I'll never forget that. And, I had a lot of respect for him, especially just as a young kid. He was definitely someone that you looked up to on the team as a leader, and the way he went about the game, on and off the field. Honestly, he was just a good dude. And so I'm honored. I'm happy, to just be going inducted with someone that I played with alongside, but just again, somebody of his kind of caliber.
So we obviously, with the news yesterday that you just got signed again with the New Orleans Saints, putting on their practice squad. First of all, how does it feel to be back with them?
It feels good. I felt it's been a long time coming, just, sitting at home waiting on an opportunity, and just grateful that, they, believed in bringing me back, and I'm just excited to, get to work and just, put the work in and be ready for an opportunity.
So you and several of your college teammates, the reason I asked about that is you and several of your college teammates have made it into the NFL, at AJ Boye, Blake Bortles, all of them. What does it feel like to have as many college teammates as you have make it into the NFL with you?
It's just a cool feeling. I think we all remember what the grind was like, together at school, and so just for us all to, live out the dream and making it to the next level and be successful at the next level. It's just a cool feeling, man. And you just appreciate the time we had together, but you appreciate more what we've all been able to go on and do at the next level. And you definitely, you cheer harder for those guys because you put that work in, and it's like family. So, I enjoy watching, my UCF brothers go out there and do their thing.
Mentioning you mentioned going out there with your UCF brothers. Now let's take this more to you a little bit. Is there a particular moment, accomplishment, or any sort of I'll guess I'll say memory that you kind of carry with you that you're the most proud of? Like when you're there about to give whatever speech or whatever it is you need to give at the induction, and you're thinking to yourself, this happened, and I know that's a big reason why I'm going to get inducted to the UCF Hall of Fame.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely, the Liberty Bowl sticks out, 10 out of 10 every time. And, mainly because, the first bowl game in UCF history, I think the opponent, right, and being Georgia, an SEC school, it was a low scoring game, and, I was able to, score a winning touchdown that, went on to seal the game for us. So, that just was a huge moment for school history, which in turn honestly was a big moment, maybe the biggest, up to that point for me in my life. So just real cool to be a part of that. That was definitely a great time, and one I definitely remember looking back at UCF.
Yeah, no, and I'm glad you mentioned that, Latavius, because listen, I went back in '98. That would have been Dante Culpepper's time, and they were this close to going to a bowl game, but the final game of the year, the second half, it just didn't go the way it needed to for them to win that game, and then they missed the bowl game. And when you guys went back, all that agony, finally, I'm like, hey, they made it to the bowl game, and then you took care of business with Georgia. Which, listen, nowadays taking care of business with Georgia, that's a tough thing,
Yeah, man.
So with all that, it's great to, I could definitely see why you would pick that moment. Let me go this direction with you too here, because while I have you such a sage of both now the NFL and college football, I was talking to Bryant Young, who was recently inducted in the NFL Hall of Fame, and I'll pose the question to you the same way I did to him because I think it's relevant. When they talk about longevity in the game, everybody brings up Tom Brady, but he has 5 guys paid to keep him from getting hit. Mm-hmm. You as a running back, you're going to get hit multiple times each play, or expect to at least get hit like that. What's the key to keeping longevity the way you have in the NFL, brother?
Yeah, man, just I just got done, hitting the cold and hot tubs, stretching, literally while I'm was late to this Zoom call, but it's I think that's the key, is just finding a routine, knowing what works for you, knowing your body, and really just kind of attacking every day just as a fresh start to, reset, get your body right as much as you can, and in that day, and go out and attack today. I think that's I really think that's all you can do, and so I've been able to figure that part out. And for the most part, stay healthy, and it's definitely helped me and kept me around.
Hey, we're more than happy to give you a few minutes to help your routine if it gives you a few more years on your NFL life, bud. It's all right, Bryson.
No doubt. No doubt.
I was looking up some stuff like yesterday about how, because I remember you back when you were on the Raiders, and I was like, oh man, this Latavius Murray guy is going to be great for my fantasy football team. This was before UCF was on my radar at that point in time. But after looking at the UCF players in the pros, noticing that you are right up there in terms of longevity in your NFL career. If you count this season with the Saints, it would be, I believe, your 9th season, which only a handful of NFL players have played 9 seasons or more. So how does it feel, especially as a running back, given how usually short of careers that position gets? Do you feel about being in the NFL for so long, especially as a running back?
Well, Bryson, I gotta let you know this will be 10. So no, I'm messing, but it feels good. Look, like every year for me, it's been a blessing. Every year that I get to throw on a uniform and play at the highest level, in my sport. Honestly, like you look at it and like, what's better than that, right? People dream of this. I know I dreamed of it, and I'm able to live it out, and I'm able to live it out still at the age of 32, playing at the position that I grew up playing and love playing. So I have no complaints, man. I'm just appreciative, and just appreciative for another year, honestly, to go out there and do what I do love to do.
No, hey, we love watching you, man. No, we love to hear it's going. We're looking forward to number 10 being a successful one. And with all the expectations the Saints have to have a pretty solid year, that's got to be exciting as well. But keeping it kind of with the NFL side for a minute, listen, you've been playing football for an extended period of time, right? You've seen the way that the game has changed, not only at the college level, but then during your time in the NFL. So as somebody who kind of the student of the game isn't just a clever moniker for me, Latavius. I like to pay attention and see what trends and stuff are setting. So what would you say has been the key for you to stay flexible as offenses, and how that has changed throughout your career? Like, just as an example, quarterbacks used to all look like Blake Bortles. Now the way that they look is completely different when you look at some of the top guys, right? You have Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson, guys that are a lot more mobile, don't just stand in the pocket and, protected. They go and they're a lot more dynamic. How does that change what you do on the field as a running back?
Yeah, I think, I just think with every season, you just, create more wisdom, knowledge for the game. And so, I've been able to, take what I've learned, heck, in college. And then once you get here, you collect those years up, man. And you got a natural feel for the game. You got a nice knowledge for the game. You got a wisdom of the game that kind of will never leave you. And so when you're able to take in these different offenses and maybe apply what you learn from all the others, it's just so much football you've seen, so much football you've been a part of. And I think that's helped me kind of wherever I'm at, to be able to pick it up fast and go out there and play fast. And end of the day, that's what it's all about, right? How quick can you learn? How fast can you go out there and play and apply it to the field?
Yeah, no, that's definitely an underappreciated concept. The intangible part, like it's not just here's a playbook. This isn't the Matrix. You don't just plug something in and it's just there. You got to actually work through and hit the books at night and stuff to get caught up. I'm with you there, Bryson. What do you got?
You mentioned learning, Latavius, and I would not be surprised of how much you might have been able to learn off the field as well, because you basically played in every corner of the country, from the West Coast in Oakland to the very north in Minneapolis to the south in New Orleans and UCF to the Northeast with Baltimore. So what's it been like to be able to kind of, live in so many places across the country over the course of your football career?
Yeah, it's been fun. I think it's been really, it's been cool. Honestly, if I look at it, I just had the opportunity to experience, different regions, different cultures, different fan bases. And I think, just the more you experience, the more you're, more thrown at you, just allows you to be able to connect more. I think honestly. So I've had, the opportunities to play, kind of all over. And I think that's just been a benefit to, open my eyes and, allow me to really appreciate what this game has kind of done for me.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I'm knocked back a little bit by that because Bryson asks as a very interesting question that you have very unique experiences from that. See, this is why I'm paying attention, and when you talk, Latavius, I'm taking notes here and learning things. But speaking of learning things, you have a number of coaches and influences throughout your career. Obviously, I mean, John Harbaugh, Sean Payton, among your time at UCF with George O'Leary, who are some of the coaches, some of the players, some of the people that help influence, kind of the person and football entity you are today?
Yeah. I think I've learned and took from all, I think, even with Pop Warner in high school, man, I was able to, I think we enjoyed the game a lot, right? It was so fun. I don't ever look back at a time of just like, man, I did not enjoy that. Like high school was a lot of fun. So I'm thankful for that. That allowed me to want to even continue to play at the next level. College, right? It was ramped up and it got real serious, right? You had to take weight training serious. You had to take film. You had to take, the game a lot more serious, right? It wasn't just strictly fun, at least not until game day. So the knowledge of my game, I think, really began there. In the X's and O's of that in college, and then once you get to the league, you appreciate, the great minds of the game, coaches, like you say, Sean Payton, Harbaugh, all of them, the players, great minds like Drew Brees at the position, but then great athletes like Lamar Jackson and Alvin Kamara. So just, again, man, just I've been able to take, all my experiences in the past, and it's really made me who I am, and it's really made me just appreciate, where I've come from, and allowed me to really enjoy, where I'm at today.
Okay, Bryce, did you have anything else?
I do. So what was it like to get that call from UCF about the UCF Athletics Hall of Fame? Because I remember reading somewhere about how a local Hall of Fame up in your native New York, I believe, notified you for induction, and now you're getting inducted at your college. So what's it feel like to be to when you got that call?
Yeah, it felt good, man. Just like, again, that's when when you're a young kid going to school, and you're just trying to figure it out. You're just trying to find your way, and you hope that, man, when I go into the situation, I make the most of it, and I do my best. And then you fast forward years later, and you were a part of history, right? You did well enough that the school's going to recognize you as one of the best to play at that university. And so it's just a humbling feeling, one that you just never expect going into, but one that you just walk away with more appreciation because of that. And so I'm just really grateful that I was able to leave an impact.
So obviously, with the news that you have returned to New Orleans just recently, I believe yesterday, if I remember yesterday, when we record this, because with the Hall of Fame induction coming up, I know I checked the NFL schedule. You guys are going to be on the road against Carolina on Sunday, with the induction being the Friday before that. So I just wanted to ask what your plans are in terms of that.
Yeah, my plans are to still make it. Yeah, my plans are to still be there in attendance. We got Friday. Prior to that, we don't leave out until Saturday for Carolina. So I should be in attendance for that.
Awesome. I mean, look, we are absolutely happy for you that you're still with an NFL team, which is well deserved given the work that you put in. But obviously, with the news that you were inducted, it's I just wanted them to check in on that. Really appreciate that.
No problem.
Yeah, man. So with that in mind, before we take off, if there's anything else you want to shout out or let people know that you're working on, or anything else on that over and above maintaining a lengthy NFL career.
Yeah. Well, look, there's this new sports nutrition company that I started working with about 2 years ago. It's called Endorphin, and that's www.enduraphin.com, endorphin.com. It's a real innovative product, and just check it out. I think you guys find it real interesting.
Awesome. But before we go, Bryson's got one more question for you.
Yeah. So, Latavius, is there anything that you personally would like to say to Night Nation ahead of your induction?
Yeah, just thankful for all the support from day one. The time at UCF was like no other. I honestly say it's the best. It's the best school in the world. I had the best time of my life, and just appreciate all the support and love. since day one of getting there and since leaving. Honestly, still to this day, the support has been unreal, and I'm just thankful, and I appreciate everybody.
Yeah, and listen, you definitely deserve the love thrown your way, because you are a huge part of the program getting to where it is now, pending if there is still a Power 5 with all the movement in college football, whatever is going on there, UCF is going to be a big part of it. I hate to sound so uncertain with it, but listen, man, you've seen the news. You got the Big Ten and the Pac-12 playing together now. What is this?
It's a lot of movement, man, but we'll be at the top of all of it real soon.
There you go. Latavius Murray talking with us here at the Black and Gold Banneret. Appreciate your time. I had a lot of fun. And hey, listen, don't worry about it. A few minutes for a few years on the NFL career, we're good with it, bud. It's all good.
I appreciate it, man.
Thanks, brother.